And Mike Golding then, 50 days at sea on this Vendee Globe. How are things on Gamesa today?
Very good. We've had a very steady 2.5 days of sailing under this anticyclone, and it's been quite steady conditions, almost Atlantic type conditions, and it's been quite easy sailing, so chance to sort of clean up and look around the boat and generally make sure we're ready for the next half of the race, or the next part of the race.
I think you even managed to get something resembling an English breakfast today, is that right?
Yeah, yeah, I was very proud of that. I managed toast, egg and baked beans with HP sauce, which I thought was pretty special for 50 days into the Vendee Globe.
And you feel better after that, Mike, that you're recharged and ready for the next day?
Absolutely, absolutely. It makes a nice break from the regular freeze-dried food, which all has much fancier names, but tastes nothing like normal food.
And will that be the last one of the race, or do you still have some beans and things left?
Well, you know, I might have kept a little bit back for special occasions. So I've still got some bread, which might surprise people. I've still got some eggs, which might surprise people. Not real eggs, but powdered eggs. There you go.
And tell me, it's
Magic bread.
Yeah, 7 weeks into the race. I mean, we can see you in a relatively small space. Do you start to get cabin fever? Do you want a little bit more space? Do you feel claustrophobic at times?
If I feel claustrophobic down here, all I have to do is go on deck, and then you feel agoraphobic.
Life at the extremes, eh?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, it goes from one extreme to the other. But well, you know, I mean, the reality is, a few days ago we were sailing in fog and rain, and the cloud level was really, really low, and that claustrophobic. That was the way I described it at the time. And but the cabin, well, it's small, but it's home to me.
Just talking about Cape Horn, it will be a big moment for you, and you're saying you want to get out of the Pacific in one piece, in good shape, and at the moment everything's fine.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the reality is you come to the south expecting, you know, the south type conditions, icebergs, big waves. We've had a little bit of that, but it has been a relatively benign crossing, and in fact the Indian Ocean was really, for me, it's sort of centered around troughs and ridges, every one of which seemed to nail me. So it's been a kind of slightly different crossing, Southern Ocean crossing, than I was before, and different to the last edition where we were just absolutely on fire. But you know, that you can see with the way Armel and Francois have shot away, that when you get the right set of systems, what can be done. But unfortunately, it's not been the same right the way across the fleet.
Mike, you speak with your family fairly regularly, but overall, you tend to live in the Vendee Globe bubble. Do you have an interest in what's happening in the wider world beyond your family?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, whilst our SAT communications is quite expensive, I do take the time and the trouble to log on to the BBC website and just keep up with news at home and around the world. You know, it is nice to know what's going on. I do recall being on the Vendee, I think, when tsunami happened, and I was completely unaware. And I found that a little disturbing. It's nice to know what's going on in the world.
And the sailing news at home is a knighthood for Ben Ainslie.
Yeah, well deserved, and my congratulations to him. He has been an absolute star, and thoroughly deserves it. And you know, we're all very proud of Ben. You know, a British sailor and potentially the best sailor in the world.
Well, that's very kind words for him. Mike, a pleasure as ever to speak with you. We'll catch up again in a couple of days. Thanks for talking to us.
Thanks very much. See you later.
See you.